Welcome back to our weekly Next Big Games episode. Today, we are covering games that are absolutely exploding right now. From Grand Games' car match hitting $1.3 million to Rollic's triple threat of new scaling hits, plus major funding news including Circle Games' $7.25 million raise and fascinating hybrid game launches. Let's dive in. Let's start with some incredible scaling phase games that are dominating the charts. Grand Games has done it again. They're aggressively scaling their block jump formula but with cars in a high quality casual style approach. Car Match Traffic Puzzle by Grand Games is showing explosive IAP revenue growth from $95,000 in March to $640,000 in May, now hitting $1.3 million in June. This proves that taking proven mechanics and adding premium execution can create massive success. Rollic is having an incredible moment with 3 new games scaling at a great pace simultaneously. Carve Quest represents an interesting idle game with satisfying ASMR elements that's been scaling beautifully, $27,000 in April to $215,000 in May, reaching $370,000 in June. Drop Away showcases a clever innovation on color block jam, but with holes implemented in a unique way. $7,000 in May, jumping to $180,000 in June. Gecko Out offers another fascinating color block jam innovation featuring snakes that players guide to holes. $14,000 in May, growing to $137,000 in June. Building games without market intel, that's expensive guesswork. While others waste months working on failed mechanic ideas, which many developers have already attempted and didn't succeed, don't make the same mistakes again. We track 1,000 plus games monthly. The failures, the breakouts, and everything in between. Get failure analysis reports so you avoid costly mistakes, breakout game alerts when trends emerge, and deep dive game teardowns covering progression, live ops, and monetization, all delivered monthly. Get in touch with us, VAMC at nextbiggames.com to know more and become a subscriber. Next, we're seeing direction puzzles becoming an interesting scaling trend recently. Hexa Away by Goodroid is leading this charge with impressive growth. It's essentially bus frenzy mechanics but with hexagonal elements. The game has been growing at a great pace with sudden rises, $16,000 in April to $181,000 in May, exploding to $435,000 in June. It seems like Goodroid has figured out the IAP optimization for this game type. In the same category, Azure Games' Tap Away is also showing an interesting growth cycle, demonstrating that direction-based puzzle mechanics are finding their audience. $26,000 in March to $45,000 in April, jumping to $132,000 in May. Another trend we're observing is knit out becoming a major sub-trend. Rollic's knit out is reaching huge milestones with 2.2 million downloads and $4.75 million in IAP revenue, proving the thread game category has serious potential. Seeing this success, multiple companies are making and scaling similar thread style games. Color Nitsi by Vigafund Bay, 760,000 downloads, $27,000 IAP, and Knit Match 3D by Supersonic are both interesting entries in the same space, showing how quickly successful mechanics spread across the industry. Card Factory by Voodoo represents an interesting conveyor belt trend. It's a conveyor belt style card game that looks like a merge of multi-card jam and knit and loop, both by Voodoo. The scaling shows promise with IAP growth from $20,000 in April to $75,000 in May, reaching $110,000 in just the first 20 days of June. Let's discuss the significant funding rounds reshaping the mobile gaming landscape. Circle Games, an Istanbul-based mobile gaming startup, raised $7.25 million in seed funding. The round was led by Bitcraft Ventures, with participation from a 16Z Speedrun, Play Ventures, and APY. They're working on Sort Express, an interesting goods sorting game with very high quality execution that could set new standards for the category. Targ Games raised $2.5 million in a round led by Ludus Ventures to support the next generation of independent game developers. With this investment, Targ aims to shift the traditional publisher-developer dynamic by offering not only publishing support but also early-stage financial backing to talented indie teams, helping their games reach global success. Now let's discuss some fascinating new games launched by various publishers. Rollic has released 2 new interesting games, Trigger Up and Age Breakers, both following the timeline up template. Trigger Up features weapons as characters, creating an interesting twist on the timeline up formula. Age Breakers uses a similar era system to timeline up, but its upgrade system and core gameplay mechanics work in a slightly different way. Logic Master presents an interesting merge of That's My Seat with Clue Master elements, an interesting hybrid we haven't seen before that combines seating puzzles with detective mechanics. Whole Slide is another fascinating experiment that merges All in Whole by Homer with Whole People by Rollic. The board is fixed, but whole movement is completely free, creating a time-based experience similar to All in Whole but with fresh mechanics. Yarn Block Jam represents another interesting attempt that combines Color Block Jam by Rollic with Thread Jam by Say Games, executed in a creative way that brings thread satisfaction to block clearing gameplay. And that's it for this week's mobile gaming news and trends. Which of these scaling games caught your attention? Are you excited about the thread game revolution or the direction puzzle trend? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mobile gaming insights every week. See you in the next episode.